What's up YouTube, Rock12 here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the deck profile. It's on Naturia's. They're underused now, but I just feel like they can still contend with the build that I have them built in. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to show you guys the main deck first, and then I'm going to show you guys the extra deck and the side deck. So first off, 1, Naturia Bamboo Shoot. It's a really good card, and I wouldn't try to push it to 2, because it can be recycled, and if you try to push it to 2, I feel like it would clog you too much in the deck. Next is 2 Naturia Marins. This card is very good. It recycles 2 Naturias from the graveyard, and you get to draw 1 card. So it gives you pluses almost every turn, and it's just a very good card. And when it's summoned, you get to dump 1 card, which is usually Pineapple. But then 2 Naturia Cliff. This card is very good. When it's destroyed and sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Naturia with 15 or less attack in your deck and special summon it. So I only run 2. A lot of people run 3, but I only run 2 because of the fact that it's so recyclable with Marin, and sometimes I don't like having these in my hand. Like if I have these and a Shoot and a Marin in my hand, I don't like that. But you know, it's still a very good card. Next is 2 Naturia Cosmobeat. This is the main tuner of the deck. When your opponent normal summons or sets a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. It's a level 2 tuner, so it's really easy to sync with the rest of the deck, but it's very good. And it's recycled with Marin, just like everything else. 2 Naturia Mantis, the biggest level 4 in the deck. It's just, well, except for 1, but it's the biggest that you're going to be using mainly for attacking. And it's just a very good card. If your opponent would normal summon a monster, you can just send 1 Naturia from your hand to the graveyard to negate and destroy. But it's very good. 2 Naturia Fruit Fly. I like this card in the deck because it combos with itself, and it combos with the rest of the deck very well. It gives it a lot of synergy. And for every Naturia you control, your opponent's monsters lose 300 attack and defense. If their defense is 0 this way, you can take it to the end phase. So it's very good. And then 1 Naturia White Oak. You're mainly going to be using him for his effect. He has 1800 attack, but his effect is when he's targeted by an opponent's card, you can banish him, summon 2 level 3 or lower Naturias from your deck. So he's very nice to have. Stink Bug, because it's a level 3 tuner, and that's pretty much it. And then Butterfly, but because of the same thing. Only Butterfly can negate attacks, so I really like that. You summon it with Cliff, and then just negate the next attack, and sync up next turn. And then 1 Pineapple, that's the last Naturia. And Pineapple works really well with the deck because you can dump your Marin, and every standby phase, if you control no Pineapple and you only have beasts or plants in your graveyard, you can just special summon them. And then for the non-Naturia cards, I run 2 Torghast from the Underworld. It summons itself from the deck or the hand, gives you a quick rank 3 XZ play. It's just a very good card in this deck. And then 2 Card D for draw power. The only way this deck can still contend is if it has the quickness or the lockdown. So I chose to go with the speed, and it doesn't matter that's a machine because you can get out of your graveyard very easily, so you can still activate Pineapple effect. And here's how you get out of the graveyard. 1 Redox. It's a walking monster reborn in this deck, and it's just way too good, and you can just banish your cards or whatever else you need and special summon him from your hand or graveyard. So he is very nice to have in this deck. And then for your spells, I run 1 Book of Moon and 1 Dark Hole. I run 2 Shard of Greed for more of a speed aspect. This card is very quick when it goes off. It usually wins you the duel when it goes off. I mean, unless you're just way down. It's just a very good card. After 2 draw phases, you send it to the graveyard and draw 2 cards. 2 MST. I only run 2 because I run a lot of other removal, so I feel like 2 is enough. 2 Pot of Duality. It's very good in this deck because you get your combo pieces to your hand, but the only thing that is not good about it is the fact that you cannot special summon whenever you activate it, and you do sync up a lot with this deck, so it kind of slows you down. But that's it for the spells. And then I run, for my traps, I run 3 Dust Tornado. I feel like this is mandatory, in my opinion, from what I've played it a lot, and I feel like 3 Dust Tornado is really mandatory because you need some removal, and 2 MST and 3 Dust Tornado feels like a good amount to me. Double Threatening Roar. It gets your tribute plays off, but it can also help you get your synchro plays off. It's a very good card in this deck because your opponent can't destroy your monsters, and you're just going to keep getting pluses off of them. 2 Fiendish Chain. This card can shut down decks by itself with no help, and it's just so good that I can't see running at anything less than 2 in this deck. Next is 2 Mirror Forces. With the speed of the game today, Mirror Force is kind of slow compared to everything else, but it can still blow up your opponent's entire field if they don't place carefully. So that's why I run that. Next is 1 Black Horn of Heaven. Like I said earlier, there's just so much speed and there's so much special summoning, and Black Horn of Heaven just can really slow down decks and just stop those special summons for you, sometimes whenever you really need it. 1 Dark Bribe. I feel like I got plenty of removal, but I had nothing that could save my monsters from things like Torrential and stuff like that, and that really hurts this deck, so I run Dark Bribe at 1. Next is Torrential, because it's just how good it is. And then next is Compulsory Evacuation Device. It's a very good card in the deck, in any deck. Next, I'm going to show you guys the extra deck. For the Synchros, 1 Stardust Dragon. It's just a really good card. 1 TG Hyper Librarian. This card can give you so many pluses. It's like the longer it stays on the field, the worse it is for your opponent. 1 Naturia Leo Drake. Just a big 3,000 beater if you can ever get it on the field. 1 Naturia Landoise. It's a very good card to have. It's very easy to go into its deck. It's just level 4 and level 3 tuner. And he negates monster effects. 1 Gaia Knight, Force of the Earth. He's very good because he can't be Fiendish Chained, and he's also a 2600 beater. Next is Scrap Dragon. I think this card is amazing in this deck because, you know, you just blow up your own cliffs, you get his effect, and you go crazy. But he's very good. And that's it for the Synchros. For the XYZ monsters, I just run, you know, the rank 4 toolbox and the rank 3 toolbox. 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Maestroke, 1 Pavel Operative, and 1 Dweller, and Gem Light Pearl. That's it for the rank 4s. For the rank 3s, I run 1 Wind Up Zen Mains, 1 Leviair, and 1 Leviathan Dragon. Now I'm going to show you guys my side deck. I run 2 Effect Veilers. This card is just so good to side against certain decks, and it can really save the game for you if you need it to. It's just too good not to run it too. 1 King Tiger Wangu for smaller decks that have really annoying effects like Inzectors and Wind-Ups. Just a really good card. 2 Nobleman Crossout, because Fossil Dino will absolutely slaughter this deck if you let it, and Nobleman is just a really easy way to get over it. 1 Skill Drain. I only run it at 1 because I feel like it can hurt me, but I know the right time to play it, so I'm going to try not to let it hurt me. And then finally, 3 Light Imprisoning Mirror. I feel like this card is mandatory at 3 because of all the very, very good light decks now. You got the Blue Eyes decks and your Constellars and Light Swarms, and Light Imprisoning Mirror can just really kill all those decks. So I feel like it's at least needed at 2. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is the DRock12 signing off.